Hey everybody. I hope you are all doing well, and I said I would be reviewing Oblivion palette, and I am. Um Also, I want to discuss just a little bit the brushes that I bought, the Milani brushes. There are things that I don't like about the brushes. I will be getting into that more in a different video. Um, but I did a couple of mock eye looks and swatches on my arm in the other video, Stargazer. One of Stargazer palette, excuse me, and the other CoverGirl. And because I wanted to see if it was the product or if it was the brushes. And um, some of it was the product a little bit. I will be getting into that. Um, but uh, a lot of it was the brushes also. So I will not be using the brushes. I won't be in this video at all, but I might use this brush along with my other eyeshadow brush. But I don't know yet. I haven't decided. I know what it's for, but I might be using this as an eyeshadow brush or for blending. I haven't decided yet, but I may use this brush. I like this one. This is an eyeshadow brush, and it is too big for my eyes, so I will not be using this one. And this, well, I'll get into more of that when I did a video on brushes, and I'm going to do another video on brushes, and they will be in that video. So I'll go into more of that there. Today I'm using my own shadow brush that I use, which is this. My eyes are very small. My pinky finger is too big for my eyelid. So um, I use this brush, which is a Wet n Wild lip brush, but for me, it works well as a shadow brush. All right, um, so I will be reviewing the Oblivion palette like I said I would, and I'm going to do some quick swatches on my fingers so you can see that, and then I will do an eye look so you can see that, and um, I will then do. I'm going to do one midway check-in and then one last check-in um, for the day. So that, excuse me, that is what I'm going to do. So, um, all right. So these are the swatches for Oblivion. All right. Now, first, before I get into swatches, I want to show you something about the palette. Something that I did not notice. I saw it, but I didn't really think about it until yesterday. And I thought about it all yesterday. Um, in this palette, it has eyeshadow at the top, and what's in that? And then it says pressed pigment. And in that pressed pigment, so I looked up pressed pigment, and I found something about that. All right. So I'm going to tell you about pressed pigment. Pressed pigment is not like eyeshadow. pressed pigment is, it's pigment, and it is an ingredient in eyeshadow, but it is not eyeshadow. And um, you can apply, there's loose pigment. Most of the time it's loose pigment. In this situation, it's pressed. So they recommend using um, a pigment primer, and then using your finger to press it on your eye for loose pigment. Since this is pressed pigment, I've been using my brush and it has worked very well. But it applies different than eyeshadow does. So, um, okay, so pressed pigment. All right, so what are pigments? Pigments are a fine loose powder and the main ingredient in eyeshadow, minus the binder that keeps them pressed in a pan. Typically, when binder is added, it dulls the pigment color. Without binder, the intensely pigmented loose powder is known as pigment. They're usually shimmery, but pigments can be matte as well. Now, in the site that I went on, it gives 5 ways to use pigments. On eyes, when you're short on time, adding pigment to the lower lid is super quick, but still packs a glamorous punch. Tap a light medium shade into your lid, your into your pigment lid onto a flat surface, and use a stiff flat brush to pick up the pigment. Don't forget to tap the excess and gently pat on the lid. You can keep the color below the crease or bring it up slightly past the crease. Either way works. Use a fluffy dome brush to blend out the crease and feather out any harsh lines. You can also use a light pigment to brighten the inner corners of your eyes or highlight under the brow bone. Both will make your eyes appear larger. Okay, so that is just one way to use pigments. You can also use them as eyeliners. And there's a video in here, and she used um, pigment primer for the liner, which is not what I did. I'm going to do things different. I'm using my own primer, and I'm going to use 3 different colors, 2 for my lower lid and 1 for my liner. So pigments are an ingredient in shadow, but shadow is not pigment. Um, so the color in shadow looks a lot different than pigments do. I have both loose pigment and pressed pigment. Now the pressed pigment I have is Color Spell, but I also have loose pigment that I've showed you in videos, and I like those too. But the color is just really awesome. So pigments do not blend as well with the brush the way shadows do. So that is why um, when I tried blending the pigment together, it didn't blend very well. Excuse me. But I don't know if CoverGirl blended that well either when I tried those swatches, and that is why I thought it is probably the brushes. So so I will get into the brushes more in a different video. So the first thing I'm doing right now, I am using my liner. This is not Wet n Wild. I'm not using Wet n Wild anymore. I'm using L'Oreal Carbon Black Pencil Perfect Self-Advancing eyeliner. And this is what that looks like. And this is what the product looks like. All right. So I hope your day is going great. That you are having a wonderful day. And you had a wonderful evening. And I hope you have a great night tonight. Alright, so I have my liner on. Alright. Oh, you know what? I'm going to show you before I get started. Oh, this is what time it is here. Alright. Alright, here we go. And this is what my eye looks like now. Alright. I have not primed yet. So, next is my primer, which is this. This primes. This is a great primer. It sets in 30 seconds. So you need to prime quick. But it works very well. I like it. Alright, now the first thing I'm going to do while I'm waiting for that is swatches. So, I'm going to do these quickly. And I'm using fingers only. Actually, what I might do instead is just use my arm. Alright, so the first two are matte. And then I'm going in a little bit. This is a shimmer. There are three shimmers in this, and the rest are mattes. And these are, there is no buildup with either finger, and a little, maybe a little bit with brush. Um, but really, that is more an application, or the way you use your brush in the product. I have had no buildup. Um, like falling onto me, except once I was moving pretty quickly. All right, so this, these are the first 5. These are the first 5. All right. And then the last 4. All right. These are the last 4. All right. Now, the products, the eye colors that I will be using today, the eye colors that I will be using today are these 2 on the bottom, right here. These 2 shimmers. And then I will be using the black from Stargazer for my top liner. Most of the time I would use Milani, but I'm not going to today. Alright, so I'm going to be putting this all over my lower lid, and this a little bit on the outside. I do not have pigment primer, so that is why I'm using my Milani. Okay, now when I pull the brush really fast over the color, there is a little bit of buildup. There's a little bit of, so when I'm slower, it doesn't do that. So I just want you to know what it does. I went a little fast. All right. I really, really like these palettes. I really like the pigments. And, I reviewed several other Color Spell products. And I like those products as well. I won't be wearing all of those products, but I most definitely I most definitely like the products. Alright, so this is the pink first. And this color is just really I have so many vlogs coming up. Lots of them. And I'm going to be getting them out here pretty quickly. I'm not waiting. I have the best hits and misses coming out. I have all sorts of stuff coming out. So I can't wait for those. All right. All right, so this is this rich pink. Look at that. I think that is just awesome. And all right. Now I'm going in with the side color. It's not really my usual color, but you know, it's going to be on the side, and it's not bad. I'm not going to be applying a whole lot, just to give it some color on the side. I could not use this color on my entire lid. Some colors, kind of like on me, you know, would be like using a warm foundation with a yellow undertone. On me, that's a no-go. So, but just a little out to the side. I might use it just a little bit more. And if you want to see a matte look, you know, let me know in the comments, and I will do a matte look. You know, I'm not matte. Well, matte colors are not my favorite. Still, you know, I mean, there is a place for them, and you know, I will. I have a pink matte that is really not in this palette, but in the Stargazer palette that is so pretty. That with black and pink goes so well together. So And, you know, if you want to see a different color in the mattes, I will do that. Alright, so let me show you this. Alright, so I didn't use it all over my entire lid, but a little, you know, goes a long way. So for me, all right, so that is on the side, and now I'm going to apply my top one, which is this, the black, and this works very well. This is a swatch. That is what it looks like. So it's a very pretty, it's a very pretty black. I do like it. And it lines very, very well on top. So, you know, I think out of all the black liners, the liquid liners that I've used to line, used a lot of liquid liners and even pencil and pen, but of my liquid liners are the only ones that I use for my top lid because they give such a crisp black look. But I have to say that this is a close second. This black. I like it. All right. All right. This was the pink I was telling you about. Without touching this with my brush. But this right here in black, this pink right next to my shimmer. Look at that pink. Isn't that awesome? I think it's so pretty. And then, yeah, because this has lots of shimmers in it, so that pink is what I would use, and then you know, for underneath, you know, offset it maybe with a little blue shimmer below it, or even use one of the lighter on the side underneath, kind of to give it a little bit of a unique look. All right. All right, so this is how it looks. And then, all right, I decided to use the black liner because I wanted to use everything from the palette. All right, everybody, it is 2:14. I will be back here in a couple of hours or so to do a check-in. I don't know, maybe an hour. And then I'll do one last check-in. And that will be the end of this video. So, and we'll see how the product is doing. All right. I will see you in an hour or so. Hey everybody, I am back for check-in, and it is this time, and we will see how these colors look. So I hope your day is great. All right. All right, so this is how it looks. I can say that nothing has changed. It looks good. The liner looks good. Color. So, yeah, it all looks good. All right, so I'm going to go for another hour, and that will be my last check-in for the day. But thus far, everything looks great. So I will see you then, everybody. All right, everybody. Hello, hello. It is now almost 5, and this is how everything looks. All right, everybody. Nothing has changed. Everything looks great. Yeah, everything looks good, good, good. Everything looks good. All right, everybody. So, this is my wrap up for this review of this palette. The liner is awesome. And the eye colors that I used, I apologize, everybody. That was my timer. Sometimes I time in between reviews for things. All right. So the colors that I used, they're on the end. This and this one. All right. They're both very easy to use. And as you can see, I went very quickly over the lighter pigment there and a little bit over the second one. I'm going to do one more swatch of both of these colors so that you can see them up close. And the black liner in Stargazer is just really something. Let me get a little bit more so you can see very clearly. All right. They did very well together wearing, and the black liner just looks so good with it. All right, everybody. So that is my wrap up of this palette. Again, let me know in the bottom in the description down at the bottom if you want to see, you know, a look from one of the mattes in this palette or in Stargazer, and I will do that. All right, everybody, that is my review for this palette. I hope you have a very good evening. More vlogs are on their way. So, sub lurkers, you know you want to. And click the notify for all the new vlogs coming your way. And vlogs and all of that. Thank you so very, very much for watching. I appreciate it. And I appreciate every video that you watch. Thank you. And to all my new subs, welcome. Welcome to the family. And to all my lurkers that are also subs, welcome to the family. And hit the like button. I'm Vicki. Thank you so very much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, everybody.